Let's dive into the nitty-gritty.
The Old Way was released on January 6th, 2023, 6 years to the day as Arsenal, our last movie. As we discussed in that, what a weird coincidence. Did not do that intentionally. I just picked, I kind of jump around.
It happens during while we're doing this show.
Yeah, weird coincidences. Had a budget of, I don't know. Couldn't find it anywhere.
Not a lot.
I looked everywhere. I'm assuming I listened to the commentary and they were the guy, the director was talking about how much everything costs, and I really feel like this movie probably was under 3, maybe 4 million, maybe 5.
Yeah, it really felt like it costs as much as like an episode of a TV show.
Yeah. I will say that with whatever budget they were given, they did a pretty good job. I mean, just those vistas alone, that doesn't cost anything, but it looked beautiful. I would say that this whole movie was pretty gorgeous. Box office was $59,729. I do remember seeing pictures of it, people going to see it. But I don't think it was released in the United States at all in theaters. I didn't see it come up anywhere.
Light run in theater. Because I swear one of the theaters in Wenatchee, that small one, I think they had a showing of it.
Really?
I think so. Because I remember seeing it and wanted to go, but I couldn't.
Maybe they had it for like a week and we're like, okay, no one's seeing this thing.
It was probably like a day.
Get it out of here.
$59,000. I mean, it's got Nick Cage and Clint Howard in it. You would think at least that, and like Nick Cage's first ever Western, you think that people would go just to see, not a lot of people, just of more than $59,000 worth of people. I mean, it costs $47 to go to a movie nowadays anyway. So you could recoup that in no time.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of, extra cost of putting it in theaters these days. And a lot of times people just kind of go, well, it's probably not going to make a ton of money anyway. So we'll put it in a limited run and then we'll drop it on streaming somewhere.
Yeah.
I remember it
starts with A.
Yeah, it was $20 to rent it on Prime when it first came out. And I was like, I do a show about Nicolas Cage and I'm not paying $20 to rent The Old Way. I bought the Blu-ray digital copy for $12 after it came out.
Well, those early access films now, they're always like $20 because they're trying to capitalize on people not going to the theater.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not Spider-Man, it's fucking The Old Way. I'm not paying $20 for that. This was directed by Brett Donahue, who directed Acts of Violence. Good movie. Bruce Willis, one of those.
One of those Bruce Willis
one of those movies, yeah.
It's just sad now, though.
It is. It's hard to talk about these days, but Bruce Willis became an absolute joke for about 5 years there, where he just did nothing but direct-to-DVD movies, and then we found out why he was doing that, and now it's not a joke anymore.
Yeah, so now it's just sad.
Now it's just sad. He also directed No Tell Motel, which I feel like I've seen the title on Netflix while looking through. Mostly no budget indie flicks. He was talking in the commentary about how he's made a lot of bad movies, but at least he made them cheap. What's that?
Sure.
Okay.
I guess that's good. Studios probably like hearing that.
Yeah, I'm sure. They just crank them out.
They can help them. He helps them get their Hollywood budgets.
Yeah.
Launder
there's
some money.
Something to be said about that.
Yeah. Was written by Carl W. Lucas, who has had 3 films he's written produced since 2010, though he's apparently written 37 screenplays.
Okay.
Is currently directing a film called Prism Lake, so look out for that. Good. There's a lot of this kind of stuff of like, I really had to struggle to find anything that anybody's ever heard of on these. So yeah.
It really does just feel like a bunch of money laundering schemes. Like why are these movies made? Yeah. Why are so many of these movies made every year?
Yeah. I don't want to be a dick, but I feel like if you've written 37 scripts, by now you should probably be able to write a good one.
Yeah.
We'll get into it in the breakdown and stuff, but like this film, they were very strapped for time, and the screenplay was much, much more in depth, and they had to cut a lot just because they were like, okay, well, you have you have 2 less days. So now you have 2 less days than you had before. The entire third act, I'll get to it in the quick facts, had to be shot in 1 day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which explains
I thought you were going to say
lot.
Doesn't exist. The entire third act.
I watching this after having just done Arsenal, I felt, this is very Arsenal-esque as far as like the shooting schedule goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I couldn't tell if it was
almost
really,
identical, actually.
Yeah.
As far as,
I couldn't tell if it was bad writing or just strapped for time and studio noodling, which, I mean, when you have like 1,000 studios attached to the film.
I mean, honestly, for what amount of time they had and the shooting schedule, I feel like they actually did a pretty good job.
Yeah. I mean, they got a complete story in there. And
yeah. And it's coherent, unlike Arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
So,
They don't retell the first act and the second act.
This was shot by Sion Michel, who has mostly done shorts and music videos.
Didn't he also do Prisoners of Ghostland?
No, that was
I did a double take too. I was like, oh, okay.
Wait, did he change his name to get back into the show?
Apparently, Sion is a Welsh name.
A Welsh name?
It's a Welsh version of John, and it means
Really?
God or Yahweh.
Huh.
I was like, what is that? Okay. Oh, all right.
See, I've said it
Learn something
before,
new.
but you learn things you didn't expect to learn. on
We're
this show.
educational.
He's mostly shot shorts and music videos and nothing I've ever heard of. But he was a camera operator on The Green Lantern, The Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, and Memoirs of a Geisha.
I love that
All right.
movie.
I thought that movie was, well, I haven't seen it, but I never heard bad things about it.
Oh yeah,
It was,
yeah.
it was
That's
a good film.
yeah. That's the only one that's acclaimed in that.
Yeah.
in that those
Yeah.
3 movies that I have ever heard of that he was a camera operator on.
It was shot really well too.
This movie, as I said, is gorgeous. I feel like it was beautifully shot. And again, like listening to the time constraints and the amount of setups they had planned but were taken away, I feel like he did a pretty great job. I mean, I feel like it's got that old West feel to it and beautiful vistas, nice wide Panavision look to the shots. So, I would say if there's any faults in this movie, which we'll get to, it's definitely not the visuals.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
No.
And I would also say that the editing was pretty good. Edited by Frederick Wardell, who most notable gig was Major League 2.
Awesome.
Remember Major League 2? Wesley Snipes isn't in it anymore.
Was Charlie Sheen in it?
Yeah. They're like
BC?
they like go back to the miners or something.
Oh,
or
that's
I
right.
can't
Back to the
remember.
miners.
No, wait, no, that
that's
might
this-
be the third one. I don't
Was that the
remember.
third?
And Joe Boo, I don't think is in it. The guy, the Allstate guy, I don't feel like he was in it. I don't remember.
You mean the president from 24?
Yeah, that guy. Also edited the Onion movie, if you ever watched that, which was actually pretty good. But I don't know about the editing. I don't remember that part. But it was funny. Music by Andrew Morgan Smith, who has over 90 credits as a composer. I don't recognize a single credit besides Jeepers Creepers 3.
Yeah.
But I will say he has a ridiculous amount of shark credits, including Swamp Shark, Ghost Shark. These are all individual movies. Shark Island, Ozark Sharks, Mississippi River Sharks, Trailer Park Shark, and Santa Jaws.
All right, dude, for a Back in the Cage episode, we have to watch Santa Jaws.
Santa Jaws.
Like
I saw Trailer Park Shark with my dad years ago. It was like on Sci-Fi Channel.
Of course.
So I've seen this guy's work. I've heard his music before. This guy actually...
The music was terrible in this movie.
Really? I thought the music was... I felt like it was... I don't know. It reminded me of like Red Dead Redemption. Had a nice kind of like Western vibe to it, but I felt like it pulled things together pretty well.
It just felt like, to me, it felt like Nickelodeon kids movie music, like after school special. Like, I don't know.
It was kind of
the kind of stuff
Western.
you'd hear in like Are You Afraid of the Dark or the old Goosebumps show or something. It's really
it had a few moments where it got pretty goofy, but I did feel like it was. I don't know. I felt like it was better than some of the movies that we've watched.
It was no Bad Lieutenant. I'll put it that way. It wasn't that goofy, but it definitely did kind of seem just generic Western. But
to me, it actually detracted from, because I thought the movie looked pretty well. Looked nice, shot well, and I don't know. The music just didn't seem up to par to me.
It was actually Andrew Morgan Smith actually pulled in the Budapest orchestra for this, so they got a much bigger budget orchestra to work on it compared to what they had a budget for. And it was because like they owed him a favor or something. So yeah, is what it is. He also did the music for a movie called Arachnoquake.
I've heard that one actually.
Which I just want to call out because the name is amazing. Ratings, this did not get great ratings. 32%, 5.1 out of 10 on 56 reviews. Only 56 reviews, which seems low for a movie that was released in 2022 or 2023. Usually these days, like there's a million people lined up to review these things, but only
maybe because
56.
it didn't actually get a release, so...
It's true. Yeah. They probably had a hard time seeing it.
$20.
Even critics were like, I'm not paying $20.
I know I can expense this shit, but Jesus.
Not even worth it. I got to put this on my taxes.
Claim this shit?
Audience score, though, was 70%. So overwhelmingly, not overwhelmingly, but pretty positive. 70%. Metacritic score was 43%, which is actually fairly high for a Metacritic score. Mm-hmm. And then IMDb 5.4 out of 10, which I feel is more fair. As we've said many times, that's the real audience. Those are people who just happen to be on IMDb and it asks them to review it, and that's what they give. So real people, not biased people who are going out of their way to review something for an agenda or for clicks, I guess.
Unless it's a comic book movie, and then you'll have users flooding it one way or the other.
Yeah, I guess so. IMDb can have that happen to them too.
I don't think anybody brigaded the old way reviews.
No, I don't think so.
Cares.
I think 5.4 is pretty accurate.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair.